So I made pizza at home. Would I be making this every time I crave pizza? No, honestly, because it's crazy stressful. But is it delicious? Oh, yes. Hey, beautiful people. And you're welcome back to the Nikki Olori Cooks YouTube channel.
Let's go.
Okay, so again, do not forget that the full recipe, ingredients, procedure, everything is in the description box below just in case I miss anything here. And yeah, so first of all, we're starting with blooming the yeast. Now, if you're using instant yeast, just check the name on the box of your yeast. If it's instant yeast, you do not need to bloom it, just mix it with some water and sugar and it's good to go. But if it's active yeast, you have to leave that for a bit and let it form bubbles. You'll see I'll describe everything in the recipe. You let it form bubbles. When you see bubbles, it's good. If it doesn't form bubbles, it's likely that you're working with dead yeast and you might have to toss it out. Unless you're adventurous and like me and just want to, misbehave. Okay, so now is the time to again knead. Yes, we're going to be kneading again. I know you all already know me for this kneading situation because I hate it, but I still love it all the same because of the end product. So here we're going to be kneading this for about 10 to 15 minutes, and what we want to achieve is a very elastic dough in the sense that if you press it, even though you won't actually, most times you won't actually see it like bouncing back, it won't be like a ball obviously, but like you see here, I pressed it and it was nothing. So I just kept on kneading it. And after a while, when I pressed it, I could see it like try to come back up. I don't know if y'all could notice, but it was almost trying to, come back up. So that was when I knew that it was ready. You could actually knead it for longer. That would give you a clearer result. So after that, I just placed the dough in an oiled bowl, covered it, and let it sit for about over an hour. In fact, if you could leave it for 24 hours, yes, 24 hours, that would be fantastic. But I left mine for about 4 hours thereabout, but at least 1 hour is okay. Okay, so it's been 4 hours and here I am just deflating the dough by punching the air out, and we'll just put it onto a flat surface, work it for like a minute or so, and with a flat knife, bench scraper, pizza cutter, anything, just cut it into 2 equal parts. I actually measured it here because I wanted the 2 parts to be equal. Yeah, here I am measuring it. So if you only want to use 1 pizza dough, because this makes 2 medium pizza doughs, just wrap the other in plastic wrap, place it in a Ziploc bag and put it in your freezer, and it will keep frozen for 2 months. If you want to use it, just bring it out, let it thaw completely. This could take like an hour plus, and just work it out as usual. So here I'm just putting it in the bowl again and letting it rest for 30 minutes. So during this time, I'll make the pizza sauce. So the pizza sauce is actually very easy, just some tomatoes, some garlic, some onion and seasonings, and to just do everything. You do not want your pizza dough to be overly spicy because it is actually not the main it's not the main it's not the piece de resistance of the pizza. So you just want it to accompany, so you do not want it to be too spicy or too salty, so just get it to a middle range. Also, you do not want your pizza sauce to be too oily, so I think I actually reduced the oil that was here because it actually got too oily. So you do not want it to be too oily because it could soak through your dough and make it soggy, and you do not want that. So here I'm just adding the tomato, and then I'm going to add salt, sugar, just to give it a bit of sweetness, and some sazon seasoning. If you have been on this channel, or if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I have a thing for sazon seasoning. I don't know, I just love it. So if you want, you could add some heat, some chili pepper, but I did not choose to do so, but you can if you want. So here is just after a little bit. I just stirred it. It was getting, you see that it was actually getting a little bit burnt, so thank God I got there at the right time. So I put a little bit of water, some ketchup, and we let it just heat up for a little bit. We let it just let a little bit of the water evaporate, and it was done. If you see, the consistency is quite thick. It's not very runny, so it's not something that could easily soak through the pizza dough. This is what you want. And if you want, you could like use an immersion blender and blend it, but I actually really like this consistency. Okay, so here I'm just doing the I'm just cutting up the toppings. So I decided to, so I actually used the two, I actually used both doughs. I just wanted to show you that, so I wrapped it in plastic wrap, but I ended up using both doughs. So here, you want to flip your baking tray upside down. If you do not have a pizza stone, this is my improvised method. The full everything is going to be down in the description, so be sure to check that out. So actually I just flipped the dough, I flipped the baking tray upside down because I'm going to use that as a makeshift pizza stone, and placed it in my oven as it was preheating. Alone empty like that, placed it in my oven as it was preheating. So yeah, you know why in a minute. So here I am. For some reason I do not have a rolling pin, which is weird, but okay. So anyways, here I am just trying to flatten out the pizza dough. Just flatten it out as much as you can. Please use a rolling pin and do not use my method, because it will give you a fish-shaped pizza dough. Okay, so here I'm just adding semolina flour on a chopping board. Yes, a chopping board. Why? Because I want it to be very easy to remove, and semolina flour is a very good, tool for that. So I actually added a bit more semolina flour below it, because we're going to be transferring this onto that very hot inverted baking tray. So I did not want it to I didn't want it to be stuck somewhere. So you see me adding a bit more semolina flour just here and there, because I want it to come off very easily. Like when I shake it, it should move very easily. Okay, so I do not have the circular pizza pan, so I had to use this as my makeshift method, and it actually worked. So I really advise you to use it if it's that you do not have the pizza stone or that circular pizza pan. And for some reason my dough came out to be a fish shape but it came out very delicious. So do not judge the book by its cover and everything. So here I'm just topping my pizza dough. I topped it with the sauce, the cheese. I'd recommend mozzarella cheese, and cut it into cubes. Do not shred, or do both. Both is the best method, because the cube gives a lot more cheese pull, because there's a lot more cheese per surface area. I don't know if you get that. Then I topped it with some grilled sausages that I had. You can use chicken chunks, you can use shredded chicken, you can use beef, mushrooms, any protein of your choice, or any topping that you wish, honestly. So here I'm putting the scotch bonnet to one side, and I added some yaji. So and I finalized the topping with a lot more mozzarella cheese. So here is the very hot baking tray, and you see that when I shook the pizza dough, it came right off. This is what you want, and you just place it directly, but you just bake it back into the oven for 15 minutes, and boom, it is done and delicious. This came out so delicious. Like honestly, it was I was impressed. I was impressed. Okay, I was impressed, and it was delicious. So yeah, that's all, guys. Please do not forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe to this channel, and please check my other videos for more, enticing, delicious recipes. That's all, guys. Bye.